Heading overseas now, and after a decade-long legal battle, the fate of Julian Assange now rests in the hands of Britain's Home Secretary, Priti Patel. His lawyers argue that his extradition to the US on espionage charges should be blocked because he was acting as a journalist to expose military wrongdoing and is entitled to First Amendment protections. The Home Secretary has just days to make her decision.
Julian's wife, Stella Assange, joins us now. Stella, the Home Secretary could hand down a decision any day, really. Just tell us about the weight of this decision for you and your family.
Well, the decision comes at a time when the case is purely political. It's not in the hands of the courts, and this has always been a political case. So our hope is that there will be a political resolution in this window, but the UK could at any time stop this extradition because it is in breach of its own extradition treaty with the US. So there's a window now, and if the Home Secretary signs this extradition, then we can still appeal it to the High Court, but we're really running out of time, so it's really critical now.
Well, we are in the midst of an election right now, and Labor has said that they do believe that the case has dragged on for way too long, and if they were elected, they would encourage the US government to bring the matter to a close. We did reach out to the Liberal Party, but we didn't receive a response. Do you think that the outcome of this election will have an impact on the support that is offered to Julian?
Well, the latest poll from a few months ago shows that 70% of Australians want Julian to come home. The incoming government, whichever it is, has to, give expression to the will of the Australian people. We're not just talking about a case that has dragged on for over a decade. We're talking about an extradition to the United States, which is a country that has plotted to assassinate Julian. He should be free. He should not have spent a single day in prison. He is being prosecuted for journalistic acts, for exposing war crimes, for exposing gross human rights abuses for which no government or no US military personnel has been held to account. And it is the country that he exposed that is now trying to extradite him to face 175 years in prison. He is an Australian citizen, and the Australian government should stand up for Australian citizens, especially when they are being treated unfairly, when they're being persecuted, when they're being hounded, and when there are murder plots against them.
Stella, you and Julian did tie the knot in March at Belmarsh Prison. What are your hopes for your future together? Well,
we just want to live a normal life as a family. Our children are 3 and 5. That's 5 years of our eldest's birthdays, when we just had a birthday a few days ago, that Julian has not been able to be a part of. But what helps is having the vision of what we will have once he is free, which is being able just to sit down, have a meal together, go for a walk, come to Australia. All these things, they're what, drives us, and we'll get there. But the leadership of the Australian government is critical here. All the Australian government has to do is pick up the phone. If the Australian Prime Minister says this should come to an end, Julian should come home, the US government will listen.
Some really big days ahead, Stella. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.